Hey, what is up, everybody? It's Dante Walton here. Today we're going to do another live reaction, this time to the Capcom E3 2021 Showcase. It's getting started in a few minutes here. They already announced beforehand that there's going to be more announcements on Ace Attorney, Monster Hunter games coming up, and Resident Evil. But other than that, I honestly don't know what to expect. Capcom is not like a developer that I played too many games from, but if there were like a game that I would actually be pretty excited for, and I'm not saying I'm expecting this, but it'd be cool to see, is a new Marvel vs. Capcom game. I actually didn't play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I heard like a lot of not so good things, some mixed things too, but I don't know. That's like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3, like were two games I love a lot. It would really be cool for them to, like, I don't know, kind of like reinvent the game, I guess, or like maybe kind of forget what Infinite did and like go back to the glory of what Marvel's Capcom was. Like that one thing that a lot of people complained about, and I agree, was like the limited roster. Like they didn't include any of any of the Fox owned characters like for the movies at the time. Like they didn't have Fantastic Four or X-Men related characters. Like not having X-Men characters is like, I don't know, kind of betrayal in a way of like the series, because it started off with the X-Men. You know, they're the one that kicked off the whole thing. Like X-Men versus Street Fighter and like the Marvel superheroes games had a big focus on X-Men as well. So not including them was, I don't know, not wise. But it seems like maybe that's something Disney didn't want them to do. But it feels like they've like gone away from like restricting what type of Marvel characters you can use, because Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 had like all kinds of characters like X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man related characters, all that too. So hopefully if they were to ever do another one, they would, you know, be less restricted of like what Marvel characters they could add. But yeah, other than that, I really don't know. Like, don't really have any other like wish list items or anything like that. But just keep an open mind. Like, I know a lot of people want a new Mega Man. If that were to happen, that'd be pretty cool. I'm not like a huge Mega Man fan, but it is pretty cool. And I don't know when the last Mega Man game has been. It's been a while, like I think. But yeah, we'll see. Should be starting pretty soon here. Hopefully they focus more on like upcoming games and not focus too much on like existing titles or like announcements on games that they've like updates on games that have already been announced. Like obviously they need to focus on that a little bit, but I really want to see like some brand new announcements here. That'd be really cool. Alright, see what they have in store.
Welcome to the Capcom E3 Showcase. I'm your host, Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide as we walk through the latest releases, news, and updates from Capcom. We'll hear from the Resident Evil Village team, share some news from the world of Monster Hunter, and get the latest on Ace Attorney. Then we'll wrap up with some updates from our friends at Capcom Fighters. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Our first stop today, Resident Evil Village. The Resident Evil franchise continues to pioneer the latest and greatest in survival horror.
I haven't been following it that closely.
The team has been blown away by the response to Resident Evil Village, which launched last month. It brought the world another chapter in this decades-long story as the franchise celebrates its 25th anniversary this year.
25th.
I'm honored to be able to introduce Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village, with a special message for the fans.
Another time.
Bye-bye.
There's nothing to fear.
Where's Rose? She's everything to me.
I've actually never played Resident Evil before, but it would be a franchise I'd be willing to play. I hear a lot of good things about Resident Evil 4 specifically. That might be a good starting point for me, actually. I don't know.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsuyoshi Kanda, producer on Resident Evil Village. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's played since we launched the game in May. We hope you're enjoying this new chapter in survival horror. As a reminder, everyone who purchases Resident Evil Village will gain free access to our online multiplayer title, Resident Evil Re:Verse, where players go head-to-head with their favorite Resident Evil heroes and
cool.
bioweapons. I'm now happy to announce that Resident Evil Re:Verse will go live next month across all supported platforms. So head into the fray to celebrate.
Resident Evil does have a cool cast of characters, though. I would have to say that. Oh, it's already getting DLC, okay.
Thank you, Kanda-san, for that wonderful update. Next up, some long-awaited news from the world of Monster Hunter. Whether it's adventuring alongside monsters or battling them with friends, we've got something for you. First, let's dive into the brand new story-based RPG entry to the series, Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin.
Monster Hunter is another series that I haven't played before. Yeah, I haven't played. Not really big into Capcom, to be honest, but I have nothing against them. It's just, I don't know, they don't make too many games that like really excite me a lot.
Red may have been strong and skilled, but against the awesome power of nature, he was merely a man. He never stood a chance.
All around, things just kept getting worse. But I heard that Guardian Ratha had survived and returned to
Said it
Hector's
before,
island.
but this game definitely reminds me of
I went there to see
Breath
Red's
of the
old
Wild,
monster.
and I don't think that's unintentional, you know?
Then,
Just
of
like the look and
course,
feel of the game. I don't know about gameplay,
that's
though.
when I met you.
You were given Red's kinship stone, and now
This sort of art style has really
say,
become like a trend now,
This is destiny.
I feel, in video games. Which I'm not too mad at, because I really enjoy this type of art, to be honest.
The monster with the wings of ruin.
It's said that a beat of its wings can bring about waves of destruction.
Many people believe there's a connection between the strange happenings and the wings of ruin. The pits are appearing everywhere, and they're emitting a strange light.
What's this whole idea of forming kinship with monsters? How do you control them?
It's not about control. Monsters help riders of their own will. And the bonds between monsters and riders are just like your bond with Tsukino.
Whoa, okay, I don't know what just happened there.
What kind of power does Ratha really have? Why are all of these pits appearing? And who are those people who want to take Ratha for themselves? All I have are questions.
If there's worry or doubt in your voice, Ratha will become anxious too. He needs to know that you will protect him no matter what.
I can sense the flames of his life force weakening. The burden of such great power.
This is kind of also giving me a little bit of How to Train Your Dragon vibes with the Ratha list.
A voice. Can you hear it?
Riders can bond with monsters. Surely you can groove with fellow humans.
They have the power of kinship. They're friends. They're monsties. Humans carry the strength of everyone they meet. That makes them strong. My friends here taught me that. I believe in the strength of humanity.
Oh, whoa. That's from Monster Hunter Rise, isn't it? Palamutes. Okay. Trial version. Still not even sure what the gameplay is, to be honest. Right. July 9th. Oh, it's a Switch exclusive.
Looks pretty epic, right?
Okay.
And how about that announcement? The canine companion Palamute from Monster Hunter Rise will be joining Monster Hunter Stories 2 as one of the new monsties in the first free title update coming soon after the game's release. You can get an early peek at the game with the Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin trial version starting on June 25th, which also carries your progress over to the full game release just a few weeks later on July 9th. That's not the only way to join the hunt. Millions of you made Monster Hunter Rise a huge success earlier this year, and we have even more content coming, including a new collaboration on the Rise. Let's find out more.
A new collaboration?
Let's go! This is for my fellow hunters!
Oh, okay. Capcom Collab 1. So the collaboration with Monster Hunter Stories. Okay, we knew that already. I mean, we just learned that. It's cool seeing like the characters and like the different art styles between the two games. That's pretty cool. That reminds me of Billy Hatcher for some reason, like the colorful eggs, I don't know why. I said Capcom Collab 1, so maybe there's going to be other Capcom properties later on, I don't know. Fashion return. Muddy Gras. Whoa, that monster looked kind of cool. Playing possum. Whoa.
Is like my second home.
You know, it'd be a cool collaboration with another Capcom thing would be Okami. I think that would work pretty well in Monster Hunter. So there was going to be a Capcom Collab 2 that showed.
There has never been a better time to be a Monster Hunter fan. With all the new updates to Monster Hunter Rise and the launch of Monster Hunter Stories 2 this summer. We can't wait to hear about your own stories of adventure. Well, that's not the only thing Capcom has in store for us this July. Fans of Phoenix Wright will have new chapters to explore.
Again, Phoenix Wright is another franchise I haven't played, but it really does.
And European future
I've always wanted to play it. I just haven't. I don't know why.
On the Great Ace Attorney Adventures
seems cool.
and the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, which were previously only available in Japan.
Yeah, is this the one with
You'll
Sherlock
travel back in
Holmes?
time to the
Because
late
they couldn't name it
19th
Sherlock
century
Holmes.
Japan and London to
Yeah.
play as Ryunosuke Naruhodo, Phoenix Wright's ancestor, in this action-packed prequel. Now let's hear more about the story.
So then, let us unravel this mystery.
Welcome to the center of the world. Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
This country is incredible. I will become a lawyer. I have to.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Who are you?
Herlock Sholmes. You must have heard of me.
Yeah, Herlock Sholmes. That's so hilarious.
Engage in the art of
They couldn't name him Sherlock Holmes.
Well,
Copyright situation of Sherlock Holmes is honestly kind of weird. He's kind of public domain, kind of
it
not.
would seem the truth
It's weird.
is now tantalizingly close.
The defense demands its right to a cross-examination.
I don't totally understand the gameplay of Ace Attorney, but
Your testimony completely contradicts
I don't know. Somehow it still seems like a game I'd like to play.
Objection! My lord, with all
Because
due
I've been
respect,
playing through
this is an
Danganronpa lately, and I enjoyed the whole trial aspect and like getting evidence and stuff. So I don't know. Let me know how similar the gameplay is between those two series. Because if it's anything like that, I'll probably enjoy Ace Attorney as well. Should I? PS4 and
So we have 10 new
Switch and
cases
Steam.
and
Okay.
8 mini escapades where you can take on the role of a defense attorney. Now, we all want to see some gameplay, right? Let's take a closer first look at 2 gameplay features new to the franchise in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles: Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination.
Minor spoilers may be
I'm
included.
Jonathan, Capcom's marketing brand
Okay.
manager for the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
Where to?
The Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
The Capcom team is thrilled to present 2 new gameplay features, Dance of Deduction and Summation Examination, coming to the Ace Attorney series.
While investigating to prove your client's innocence, players will come across conspicuous situations that require further examination with the help of Ryunosuke's legal aid Susato and the brilliance of deduction from Detective Herlock. Herlock will proceed to present his logic and reasoning spectacular, a grandiose yet flawed series of conjectures.
Okay.
Ryunosuke and Susato will then discuss to correct the flaws in Herlock's deductions.
Oh, okay. Reminds me a little bit of
At
like the
this
truth
point,
bullets
players will be
a little
prompted to
bit
search for
in
clues that
Danganronpa.
help identify the errors
There's like
in
flaws
the
in people's
detective's
arguments, and you
logic
have to
reveal the truth to the mystery.
kind of like dismiss them or whatever.
As players present new evidence and observations, Herlock will amend his deductions based on the new information. Upon uncovering the truth, Ryunosuke and Herlock enter into a semi-metaphorical, semi-literal dance that brings them to the conclusion of the dance of deduction.
That's pretty cool. I like that type of stuff. Trying to like use evidence to try to like find out what's going on. It does remind me a lot of like the class trial. This area at least. I don't know about the main trial part of Ace Attorney.
In courtroom battles, players will attempt to convince 6 jurors of the innocence of their client. Their progress will be displayed and represented by 2 scales of justice, one black, representing a guilty verdict, and one white, representing a not guilty verdict.
Interesting.
In summation examination, take the stand to face off against the jurors, all of whom provide explanations as to why they've reached their guilty verdict.
You'll have to identify conflicting statements and sway the jury in your favor. Examine each statement carefully and select 2 contradicting jurors to call out the flaws in their logic.
Objection!
Yeah, so far this definitely seems like a game I would enjoy actually.
Be ready to provide evidence from
I
the
love
court
like solving
record to help
mysteries
prove
and
the
stuff like that in
contradiction in
games
their
too.
claims.
Using like evidence you collected, clues and all that.
When you successfully point out one of these contradictions among the jurors, you might just change their minds too.
This might be...
With a slam
I don't
of their
know, maybe I
fist,
should get
each
into the
juror
Ace
you
Attorney
persuade
series.
will send a fiery ball
I know
towards the
there's
scales
a
above
lot of
and
them on
literally tip the
Switch. I don't know if
scales of
all of them
justice
are
in
on
your
Switch,
favor.
but a lot of them are.
Bring each contradiction to light and persuade the jury to help prove your client's innocence.
Objection! My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage!
And I love like the whole like, scale thing looks really cool, like, adding flame to like the different sides.
Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
To see like where
We
they're
are very
leaning towards.
excited to get this game in the hands of both new fans and diehard fans alike. Thanks for watching.
It already seems like I have a bunch of games to catch up on. There are some exciting new adventures and titles to look forward to. Well, that's a look at the new premieres from Capcom, but what about esports? Let's close out today's showcase with a few words from 2 of the stars
So
of
there
Capcom
wasn't any
Fighters,
like new
Rob
announcements.
TV and Vicious.
Okay.
They'll tell us what's been
Unless
going
there's like
on
a
with
surprise
Capcom
announcement at the
esports,
end.
including updates on the Capcom Pro Tour, Intel World Open, Street Fighter League, and all the other content on Capcom Fighters. Over to you guys.
Yeah, I'm not big into esports.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Capcom esports presentation
Especially
for
that
E3
Street Fighter.
2021. My name is Vicious, commentator for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Nothing
as well
against
as
Street Fighter at all.
League.
It's just
Here
that's
with
definitely not a
competitive
game I
Street
would
Fighter
watch if I
player
were to
and
watch
host
a
extraordinaire,
competition.
Hollywood, Rob TV. What's going on, Rob?
Oh my goodness, Vicious. Host extraordinaire. That just sounds beautiful. It has a ring to it. And I think that's the perfect word to describe what we have for everyone today. Street Fighter V, Capcom E3. It just feels right and you feel the electricity in the air. Nice! Nice! What? That was nasty. And there might be some people at home, Vicious, who don't fully know what competitive Street Fighter V is. The long and the short of it is this. We travel all around the world, state to state, country to country, and we try to bring our opponent's life bar from 100 all the way down to 0 and feel pretty goddamn good doing it.
That's right, Rob. If you think you're the best in your region, sign up for Capcom
Definitely
Pro Tour
not.
to
I haven't played that
become
much
possibly
Street Fighter.
a world champion at Street Fighter V.
The double perfect, the way he looked at the camera like...
Don't ever expect another man's controlling.
So in this year's CPT overall, it's a series of tournaments that have $5,000 on the line for each tournament, but that money alone, that's not what's really at stake here. It's about making it to the granddaddy of them all, Capcom Cup.
Item just reset in grand finals of Capcom Cup.
So behind me, you can see in all of its glory, the Capcom Pro Tour 2021 official stage and set, and that's a place that you are very, very familiar with.
That's right, we take all of our events and broadcast it live from this stage, and we check out all of the top competitors from each and every one of these regions. And speaking of, the Capcom Pro Tour has shaped up a lot. 2021, we have 32 events going on in the Capcom Pro Tour, spanning across 19 different territories. So there's so many opportunities for players from around the world to get that ticket into Capcom Cup this season. I'm absolutely excited because, again, that is a big change from what 2020 was into what we could expect for 2021.
And Mago is your first qualifier
for Japan for the Capcom Pro Tour. Not only can you catch the Capcom Pro Tour live on the Capcom Fighters channel, you can do so on a plethora of platforms. We have it on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Of course, if you don't catch it live, you can also check out the VODs for all the competitive studying you would need to become a successful Street Fighter V player, as well as catching some of the community-focused content that we have on Capcom Fighters. We have No Neutral, the official pre-show of the Capcom Pro Tour. We have sets where we take players from around the world and play off in an exhibition first to 10. Not only that, actually, we do have Street Fighter League that's happened season after season, non-stop action, 6 teams of 3, duke it out in this battle tournament series to see who will walk away with the championship and the $150,000 prize pool.
Oof, that's a good
Street Fighter
prize.
League is something that you don't want to miss because normally we only have 1v1 content. But now you actually have your teammates at your back, and every decision that you make is not just about you anymore.
Look for more news on Street Fighter League later this year.
It's Oki time. What's gonna happen?
Nice.
He checks it. He checks the movement. What's happening?
It's so good.
Let's not forget, the Intel World Opening is happening right now. Top players representing 11 regions around the world are competing for their place in the World Finals happening next month. Be sure to check out the official website for more information, including current standings and broadcast.
I do like the
Remember, at
costumes
this event,
here.
Everyone who logged in during this period will receive an exclusive competitor title and dojo object. You do not want to miss this.
I highly recommend everyone to stay tuned for future Capcom Pro Tour updates on the Capcom Fighters channel.
And again, we've had so many events so far. We started off with the Japan region. We've had a couple of more events going on afterwards, but the action does not stop. In fact, we're going to be continuing off with the Midwest region for the Capcom Pro Tour. I know you're definitely excited about that.
100%. I mean, of course, your boy is from Ohio. Make sure you guys tune in to see the tournament.
You do not want to miss some of the best Street Fighter V players in the world compete head-to-head.
So it's you.
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
This is a game about being a world warrior. Capcom tournament play.
Obviously, they got a rivalry.
I'm the best in the world.
This game has changed the lives of so many people here.
Ooh! Nice. Oh, the pop-off! That's what I'm talking about.
I told you it's gonna go to the limit, and I ain't lying to the people.
This is the ultimate Street Fighter V experience. This is Capcom Pro Tour.
Thanks, guys. It's been a really exciting season so far, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the road to Capcom Cup. Remember to check out Capcom Fighters' Twitch and YouTube channels for more information and to watch the latest matches. So that's a wrap for Capcom at E3 this year.
Is that really it?
Let's recap what we all saw. Resident Evil Village is back with the latest installment of the survival horror experience.
If that's
and
really all they had to
RE-verse
show
as
off,
part of the franchise's
this was
25th
pretty underwhelming, to
anniversary.
be honest.
We have new adventures to embark on in the world of Monster
Hold on,
Hunter.
I'll wait till the actual
with
end.
Monster Hunter
Sometimes
Stories
they do
2,
surprise
Wings of
announcements,
Ruin,
sometimes they
and
don't.
Monster
We'll see.
Hunter Rise. And don't forget to go back in time with
This
the
game
great
actually
Ace
looked pretty
Attorney
cool.
Chronicles to tap into the family history of
That was
Phoenix
the high
Wright
point
and
so
solve new
far.
cases.
Was
Finally,
that?
don't miss out on the esports fun. Make sure you catch the latest matches with Capcom Fighters. There really is something for everyone here today. But don't go anywhere yet. Join the conversation on Twitter and make sure you check out the Capcom virtual booth on the E3 portal to watch all these videos again and more. I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer. Thank you for being part of the Capcom experience at E3 this year.
Alright, it seems like that really is it for the Capcom E3 Showcase. Definitely the most underwhelming like the showcases I've seen this year. I don't know, like new game announcements. Maybe I had a little bit too high expectations, even though I didn't know what to expect at all. I expected at least some game announcements, but did show some updates on some games coming out soon and also some that just released. I did like seeing a little more about the Ace Attorney's Chronicles game, because I didn't know much about it at all, but the gameplay seemed interesting to me, so I don't know, I might like check out the Ace Attorney franchise one day. But other than that, pretty uneventful. But thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below what was your favorite point. Were there any high points for you here of this Showcase. Make sure to subscribe for more gaming and movie content coming soon. And yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow, the Nintendo Direct, which I'm really, really hyped for. I'll do a live reaction to that as well. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys.